Well, a special good night to all our viewers here on our platform, Caribbean American News Media. Um, we do apologize for, just bear with me, we do apologize for the late start. Yes, we just had a feed, a recycle feed, we call it, back and forth into the system. But greetings, my friends. How are you? How was your day? We are together, ain't it? Yes, we are together again. And I am so grateful to have many of you logging into our system tonight. Greetings, my people. Greetings, citizens of St. Lucia, citizens of the world. Welcome to our platform. We are here tonight. We're going to spend some time together. Please share the live as you join. I was not able to get the feed up and running. To those of you who are viewing over on our Facebook channel, we greet you. Those of you over on our YouTube channel, greetings. We have over there Cynthia Donovan and all the others, Gloriana and Boss Lady. They're over there. They don't miss, all right? And so I want to greet all tonight. Miranda, how are you? Shirley and Bibiana, Sister Lauren, my friend. Blessings to you. Sipal, greetings. And not only Sister Hippolyte, but her husband also views together with her. I call them the watch party. The watch party. Doris Sagafet. Randy, how are you, folks? Greetings. We got to get to work. We're already late. We got to get into the game. Good night, Miranda. I hope the family is doing well. Your mom and everybody. Blessings to you, folks. My people, please bear with me, friends. I have guests, and so yeah, we got to do what we got to do. I had to cook today, and I know you want to know what I cooked, so I'm going to tell you. So yes, I did some turkey. I stewed some turkey. I did some white rice. I did some fried plantains and some salad, sweet potato. To give the guests a nice little Caribbean flavor. That's what we do. That's what we do as men, ain't it? Paddy Weep says, Nomla, don't agree with me because us have y'all watching TV all day or drinking or with your friends. Up abu PS Marge. Where? So don't agree with me. Where? Professor. Dr. Anson, welcome to the platform, my friend. Welcome, everybody. All are welcome here on the platform. Greetings, friends. We're going to have our discussion tonight. And to tell the truth, friends, I find myself today trying to figure out how I'm going to approach this show. Honey, how are you? Yes, Richard. How am I going to approach this program tonight? Because the truth of the matter is, there is so much happening in Little St. Lucia that I am not sure. No, Anson, don't be in the background. Stay front. You know when you come into our house, you just take off your shoes and come in, but don't give trouble. To all our SLP people, you're welcome, but by PS Tracker because mama me a short fuse. Hey, why is me? Money short fuses you say so. Hey, mama here rice too expensive. Honestly, folks, I am so overwhelmed with information. I will tell you, I almost got myself short fused with information. I am working on an interview that should have been scheduled for tomorrow with the young lady who was placed at the what you call it, the wellness center. I have a number of other cases that, brethren, I'm just trying to keep up with them, and I hope that you can bear patience with me. It is a lot, and the time, friends, I have to balance my time, and so it gets me annoyed sometimes when I cannot get around to returning calls, returning messages, dealing with the things that are private and should be kept private. I try to do the counseling privately and encourage people, give the support that is needed. And so it's overwhelming. It's a lot. And that's why I say to you, when I come on the platform, brethren, I come here by the grace of God, and you don't know. Because when the lights goes off, then I got to deal again. I got to go and deal again. Sometimes I'm up 1 o'clock in the morning, just listening to the cries of others and trying to assure them that everything is going to be well. It's a lot. So please, I'm asking you folks to continue to support the program, continue to pray for the program myself, all right? And those of you who are in a position to support the STAR system, support the Buy Me a Book system. These are important aspects to the program. There is no free program. There is no program that just goes on without expense. And I want you to understand and appreciate that. All right? A lot of people say, I love the program. Oh, keep talking. Yes, you got to be there. But the support, friends, it is important to keep these programs going. And I have great news to announce. We're getting an upgrade to our computer system very soon. One of our viewers have committed to giving us one of the heaviest broadcasting system in the history of social media. And we're going to have it right here at the studio. Yes, we have a mean machine operating here, firing on all cylinder. I can give you stories about that computer. That special computer that I designed and invest in, over $2,000, just that piece alone. And it has been faithful. The Lord has given me the wisdom to, when it was not functioning at some point, I was able to go into the computer, open it and get the part, put it in, and then it functions, fires so I'm saying to you, friends, the support is needed with all the subscriptions and everything that we have to do to maintain the flow of our system is very important. But there's a lot happening out there in St. Lucia. And as I said, I do not know how to start, where to start. Bagay move, bagay show. And all I can do is drink water. But greetings, friends. Please share the live as you join the platform. It's very important that you share the live. Okay? So we're going to get started now. Let's go in. We're not going to be here up to 11 o'clock. We're going to just get the flow going. Now, let me say something here concerning Soufriere. Let's go over to that clip quickly. Emma Hippolyte is still in the news. She is still in the news. Emma Hippolyte out of Soufriere. And by the way, congratulations to Julien, our sprinter there in representing St. Lucia on the world stage. Congratulations to you. I believe that you are one of the good news for St. Lucia. You keep things going there, and we really appreciate it here at Caribbean American News Network. Keep going, my girl. Keep going. You have the support of your St. Lucian people. You are making them proud. All right? So keep going. Keep firing. Don't forget, whatever you do, remember, God is the one who provides you with the success that you are recognizing even today. So stay humble, stay blessed, and we encourage governments, we encourage political leaders to support as much as they can. Don't just give lip service, but assist, get help to her as much as we can. She is an ambassador, as far as I'm concerned, to St. Lucia. Representative Lucia out there on the world stage. So, my girl, congratulations to you. Blessings always here on this platform. So, Emma, let's go back to Emma. Boss Lady Sakafet. Ula, how is Mia? So, let's go back over to Emma Hippolyte. She's back in the news, and it is nothing good again. The last time we heard Emma saying to journalists, kill it. I say kill it. I say kill it. Like you're talking to your little child or your grandchild, a big woman, a press, a journalist asking you pertinent questions, and you treat her like a little child by the road. Kill it, like you tell a child, cut it out. Pao dia. Papa leko. Mabletano majuka balela. Pa di saudi lako. That's what basically I gather from that conversation with Emma and the journalist. And I said to you that, and I keep saying to you that government ministers, not only in St. Lucia, in Trinidad, in Guyana, in Barbados, in Grenada, in Dominica, government ministers, lately I find they are taking the citizens for granted. They are being pompous, they're being malicious, they're being evil, they're being vindictive, and we see it over and over again from the Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Mr. Pear. Every opportunity, we win. Goes overseas, we win. 15-2 or whatever it is. Yes, we win. That's why you lose. That, my friend, is a position of arrogance. That is a position, and I outlined it in one of my lives. It's the recipe for a disaster, because the Bible itself says that pride goeth before a fall. And the fall that I see in the future is the removing of the SLP government. The removing of the SLP government. That's what I see. And I'm telling you, as a spiritual man, that is what it is. When you start being arrogant and believe that you cannot lose and everybody else are losers, then there is a price to pay. There is a tremendous price to pay, and most of the times you get yourself humbled by the people. And you should not take St. Lucians for granted, because you know how they operate. They put you in this year, they laugh with you, jump with you, drink your wine, eat your food, smile in your face, promise you tomorrow morning they go to the polls, and when they get there, you Mr. Telma Dele, you can vote to out of style. If you fin vote to out of style, you can pass out according you have vote by who. Corporate, your politicians acting like you are gods, and you do not know that the people have the power. And no matter how we think that people make mistake in their votes, people vote how they want. People vote when they want. And when they vote, it stands. We as UWP can jump up and say, they stole the election. No, they won. Win, whether they steal it, they buy it, or whatever it is, they won. They're the government of the day. Your job is to ensure that you can convince the rest of St. Lucians that you have a better plan and you deserve an opportunity to make a difference. The St. Lucians will listen to your argument, they will vote you in, and you go in, you do magie with yourself, they will vote you out. That's the cycle of politics in St. Lucia. And I am your political analyst, your political scientist tonight, saying to you, SLP, you have failed the people of St. Lucia. Let's go to Emma Hippolyte and listen to Granny, what Granny have to say. All right?
I met a gentleman, we had a secret date, and as a result of this...
Okay, so basically what Auntie is saying, and I had to cut it out for I do not want to use people's material so that I can be flagged by Facebook. But Granny says she met a gentleman, and the gentleman, she have a secret deal for Soufriere. Brethren, I'll tell you what the secret deal for Soufriere is. So listen to me. You all should be able to trust me by now. The secret deal for Soufriere is the sale of your port, the leasing of your port for 30 years. You hear me? 30 years. Your port in Soufriere is going to be owned and managed by a foreign company. You hear what I'm saying to you? And there we expose the secret deal. Me secret deal Akozo. People of Soufriere, let me tell you something. That's your representative. You voted Miss Emma into office. You guys voted for your port to be sold. You voted for Emma to do what she's doing there. That's why she don't owe any one of you no explanation at all. And that's why I say to you, this is why it is important, friends, that you go out and you cast your vote. Go out and vote. For those of you who stay home and say you're not in the people business, you're ignorant. Period. For those of you who stay home and say, Zafé yo ki la ba zafé mwen, mi zafé zo. Your port in Soufriere is going to be taken over by a foreign company. And by the way, the company is white people. The very same people that you, some of you St. Lucians said, we don't want the white man. We is black. Well, guess what? We is white. Coming for your port, both in Castries and in Soufriere. Viewfort, I'm sorry for you all. Nobody can touch that port and develop it until the 30 years has expired. And guess what? By then, we cannot cast off Philip J. He will be too old or too dead. You understand what I'm saying? So these old men are going into deals that will impact the future of the country. They're going into deals where they would not be around, most of them, to deal with the consequences of their policies and their decisions. Yo pa kaila, so yo pa mele. Some of them, they are running the country's debt up, bursting through the debt ceiling because they know they are not going to be around to bear that burden. So your family. There, my friends, you see the need to have a group of younger, vibrant leaders in your country. Because these older ones, your family, they have nothing to look forward to into the future. Nothing. Some of them believe that they will eat their pension money, government money, every month. They will die and the priest will send them to heaven. But I will say to you, how you live is how you die, politician. And no priest can get any one of you into heaven. So you would have messed up the poor. You would have placed burdens on poor families. COVID-19, you would have caused the death of hundreds of Lucian citizens. You would have caused families to go into bankruptcy. And you know what? You die, and then some priests will show up at your service and tell all St. Lucians that you're in heaven looking down. What are you doing in heaven? You lie, your thief, you're crooked. How you get into heaven? National debt in 2 years $2 billion or $1 billion. Who does that in 2 years? A hospital with loans upon loan. Ma jeme un hospital qui ni loan score. Yon hospital, yon l'hôpital. L'hôpital a ni pli loan passe à banque. The most expensive project in St. Lucia. And you tell me them fellas, when they die, they're going to heaven and look down smiling? What are they smiling for? The misery, the mischief that they have caused St. Lucians? The headaches that our children and grandchildren will have to pay back? Victimization? Taking bread from innocent families? Demoting citizens of St. Lucia because they speak out and you don't like them, refusing to give a radio station a license to operate. Huh? You going to heaven looking down? Who taking you there? Ek pusana di se poet la, last di se moun la baji sa agasa. Last queen se moun like Dio, when they're dead, after they do all their nastiness, their obia, their mischief to the citizens, then they go to heaven. Last this mula saga said, this mula you need to repent. Tell them that they got to do right by the citizens of St. Lucia. God is a God of justice and fairness. And I'm not going to apologize. You priests, you ministers, stop telling the people lies. They go in the grave and wait for the judgment. They ain't going no in heaven looking down. All crooked politicians goes to heaven. Saki Tremun, Saki Vole, Beth Mun, Vole, Madam Mun. Saki got Vole, shows. Flying on brooms and yes, Yoki come in the witch doctors into St. Lucia. Huh? Those that bring the boat with all the witch conference in St. Lucia. Those that want to teach our children to choose their sex, that you can choose whatever sex you want and to educate them in our schools. Se munsa ou kadi mwen ki ka mutela. Se priest la double beti sa agasa. Go back to the word of God and tell them politicians the truth. Et pour ça, I swear, because I can multiply say crooks la. If you're telling them the truth, when they get into office, they will do right by the people because there's a hell to shun and a heaven to go. Tout vole qui mon in heaven. Not one of them going to hell. Not one of them going to hell. People, I'm just trying to open your eyes with the magie, the nonsense that goes on in the country. And we refuse to tell politicians that what they sow is what they reap. How you live is how you will die. And how you lead is how you will die. And many politicians have not forsaken their nasty ways. Many politicians, some of them have beat their wives. You can bat madame yo. You can dormir toutes ces jeunes femmes là, a communautaire. Juste nom là, you can dormir pi yo. Ek power ek yo, la ne cha yo ki a volé cab with moun. So do what Betty say. And tell them the truth. Tell them if they don't change, they go to hell. Every formal service I go and I'm tired. He in heaven looking down. They never go to church. Always in the rum shop. Always lying, misleading the nation. They're in the house, mischief, going after one politician. All of them ganging up against Shasti. But if they die, they go to heaven. They lie to the St. Lucian people. There is one, Laniyon. He said the loan is, he said, the project, the entire project will be completed by 2028. Même politicians are tourné et qui disent mouna materi sa pa moi ki dia. That's not what I said. I said that the loan will expire. E kou ka di ban misye pwet la kay fe misye mute yourself. And you, St. Lucian, open your eyes to some of these religious organizations too. See me say, pa repent straight to hell. Can multiply the people. Same man said, we will increase, we will triple whatever the United Workers' Party was given when he get ambushed on H3S propaganda machine. Because I listened to HTS some time ago, and to me, that journalist, I don't know if it's a Springer guy, the journalist sound like he is debating the news. You are reading news, but you are sounding like a party hack. Huh? How is that so? So on that same network, Andre Paul asked the person, the individual, the prime minister, did you say? He said, no, show me the tape. No, I never said that. A few moments later, who can tell me say that tape like I said, we will increase it. It's not enough what the UWP is giving you. We will increase it. A whole set of promises, bluffs and fluffs, and according to him, flashing mirrors. Ain't no flashing mirror going to heaven, sir. But let we go on the preaching thing. Let's go on to the meat of the matter, because some of these all is the truth. And if you guys don't want the truth, you all go and die without Jesus. Go and die thiefing. You don't make famun. I bon pour kokale. Wise me. Continue stealing and lying and see where you're going. Anyway, let we go on. Boy, ma'am. You're right, you can't fix stupid. I might be stupid too, I don't know. Yeah, I know. But let we go on. Let me show you again. I played it some time ago. But I want to show you, remind St. Lucians. I want to remind St. Lucians of governments that are out of touch with what is happening in the country. Huh? You understand what I'm saying? Governments, and I go back to Dominica again, Prime Minister wife, I will continue to remind St. Lucians that your politicians are out of touch with you. They do not understand what you're going through. I saw Prosper in Dennery celebrating the opening of Marcy Supermarket. I saw a video with people shopping at Marcy in Dennery. Guess what? There were only two fellas with a basket. Nobody have hand trucks, trolleys. Half of the women, no basket in their hands. Big supermarket opening Dennery. Everybody going to see if they can get a free bag. Because ain't nothing they can buy to put in the free bags. Marcy, you're good. Give all the Denrians free bags. The following day, half of the people in Marcy, in Dennery, no basket, no hand truck. All they're doing is walking around watching the prices. In other words, they're doing window shopping. They're just watching. Because there is no opportunity. There is no factories in Dennery. There is no Bell Fashion. There is no bananas. There is no job opportunity. If you're not a labor hack, there is nothing going on for you in Dennery. And now they're starting a little step program. A little step program to give you a little $500. And after that, Wepuko. Wepuko. And yes, I believe governments should offer opportunities for people to be able to earn money. The responsibility of governments is to get factories, develop, have industries there for the people, develop jobs. Go out, you're traveling all over the place, but you're not bringing back one factory. Coconut, we had coconut. Up to now, nobody is talking about bringing back the copra factory to help families. There is a community that benefited from copra, bananas, and also bell fashion. That's to show you the importance of factories in your country. Yes, the competition is stiff, but you have to be innovative. You have to have the vision, the drive. Some of these ministers are a bunch of lazy ministers. Huh? There is so much that can be done in farming to not only sustain, have food security, but also to help families financially. There is so much that opportunities that we can give our farmers. The governments, they don't care about any one of you farmers. All they give you is some fertilizer, 2 bags, 3 bags, half a bag, and that's it. Go plant bananas and throw fertilizer. Go, that's all. Huh? No support. No factories to support our farmers when they produce. Go to St. Vincent. St. Vincent send thousands of pounds of food around the world. Trinidad, Barbados, St. Vincent, that small country, supply food to all these people. Agriculture is alive in St. Vincent and well. Huh? Where Bell Faction was the opening chicken factory to sell the chicken, what, $100 a pound? There are no plans. Esukatan Samuka, these are just in the sea. I am telling you, Marcy opened in Dennery, and all I saw was empty people walking with an empty hand, just strolling around the supermarket, watching. Semula panila, huh? Or somebody pick up one item, they look at the price, they put it back down. They pick up a pound of rice, a pound of flour in their hands. Not that they don't trust themselves, to take a hand truck. They're not doing like me when I don't want to buy a lot of things. I walk into the store without hand truck and without basket or anything, and I put as much as I can in my hands, and I run to the cashier to control myself. No, that's not what they're doing. They simply do not have the means. Yo pani la huh. So when I saw Prime Minister, Mr. Prosper and all them fellas jumping up, and who is the winner there? Marcy. You think it's the people of Dennery? Marcy. I'm not celebrating no Marcy in Dennery. What I want to celebrate in Dennery is employment for the citizens of St. Lucia, employment for the people of Dennery. That's what I want to celebrate right now. When these people can go to a job, wake up in the morning like they used to do, going to Bell Fashion, happy. I used to see these women. My mother, my sister was one of them. Happy, running to Bell Fashion in their uniform. At the time, the uniform was a white and blue striped dress. Well, they used to change their uniforms. But I remember those days when Dennery would flourish. But I say swing. Because them women, even though it's a little $300, $400 a week, huh? They know they were walking into Dennery at the end of the week with a little money to go and buy. Things used to swing. I remember the days when farmers Used to be in Castries, blocking traffic jam all over Castries on Fridays in Dennery. You see a whole set of old pickups. Brother McLaurin's in Dennery had one. The pickup used to be a Suge again, a Su on one side. When McLaurin sit in the front of that, the front gone up in the air and back gone down. But he go in Castries to collect his money and to get his little bag of rice and his groceries to bring back home. I remember that Scotia Bank, all them banks, Bank of Canada, Royal Bank of Canada, Barclays Bank at the time, NCB, all them banks used to be packed with farmers. It was booming. Booming. They encouraged the farmers to go strike and mess themselves up. And ever since, my friends, ever since, we never recovered from that strike. And Labour came back and they put the final nail in the banana chest. They killed the banana completely. And you're telling me I don't know what I'm talking? Ma boy wom. Tell me I don't know what I'm talking about? Anyway, let's go back, Let's show you this woman out of touch. And by the way, y'all can call anytime. My line's open. Call me, man. Call me. Let's listen to this woman's scary wife. Not scary, I said scary. Well, scary wife talking about Carnival, the people not poor. We heard that already, but I want to rub it into your head that your politicians don't care a hoot about y'all.
$100 for VIP tickets. And no, they're not broke. They're not broke. Because when you buy your $300 VIP ticket, you know what you're giving, Mr. Speaker? You're giving a table in VIP. Nothing on it is empty. That's because you have to buy a drinks package. Your drinks package will range anywhere from $200 to $500. That's drinks. This does not include food, Mr. Speaker. This does not include food. And the ladies, have you seen our ladies? They're dressing. This cost does not include, we have to go to our hairdresser to get our hair done, Mr. Speaker. We have to get our lashes, we have to do our nails, we have to have a new outfit because by the time we post on our status, we can't use the outfit again.
So y'all hear that? That's the governments of the Caribbean now. The governments of the Caribbean now. Out of touch. The woman is filthy rich, both her and her husband, with homes right here in New York. Millions of dollars. Monies that are theirs, not the state-owned. Working in government, but they are millionaires. Property in Manhattan. And they say to you, you are not broke. So that's why when they go to the House to pass laws, tax laws, they don't think about you. They don't care about you. You will hear them debating, we care about the people of St. Lucia. If you cared about the people of St. Lucia or Dominica, you see them tax burden that you put in on people in this crucial time, you would not do it. You would hold off. But you know what you think? You think St. Lucians are not broke. But you think that they're playing. You think that they're just playing around. When they sit to you, you're taking them for granted, I know what you call people when you see they speak about their poverty, that they don't have money, they have no means. You know what you call them? They're unemployed. You know what you say to them? They're flabos, disgruntled flabos. You all lose. You all lose, so you all age. You all can't deal with the lost. Every time our poor families complain in St. Lucia, the Philip J. administration laughs at them and says, old flabos, up head, we beat you all. We beat you all. So you all, every time you all speak about health care, we beat you all. That's what the Labour Party is doing to you all. You go to the supermarket and you complain, we beat you all. You all can't get over it. That's what he said to you all. When you complain about the roads, We beat you all. Disgruntled flabos. Not realizing that they are Labour Party supporters, people who voted for the Labour Party, who are feeling the pain, who are feeling the effect of this Labour Party government policies. I am saying to you that the policies that are coming out of this St. Lucia Labour Party, it is not helping the already bad situation in St. Lucia. And you know what the government said to you? Oh, we have the best economy in the Caribbean. And you know what St. Lucians are saying? We can't feel it. We can't see it. We are not experiencing it. And you know what you say to them? Oh, well, look at the bourgeois in Grosley. Look at all the businesses. They're flourishing. They're roaring back. And the poor people are saying, but we're not feeling it. And you know what you turn back and you say to your people? You're going to laugh at them. Laugh at them. Tell them they lose. And they are United Workers' Party supporters who listened to crap, went out and supported propaganda, mischief, bitterness, the vengeful spirit because I was not elected as UWP leader, political leader, with fashy ex-Labour, ex-UWP, man. I'm messing them up. I'm messing them up, man. I'm voting against them. I switching to the Labour Party because I didn't get the leadership. Shaste. Get the leadership. So I'm going on a campaign to destroy the Labour Party, the United Workers' Party. How dare you, United Workers' Party supporters, drink that Kool-Aid? How dare you drink that Kool-Aid and think it's okay? How dare you put the people of St. Lucia in such a mess? How dare you? How dare you forget that it is the United Workers' Party that have always led St. Lucia into times of prosperity? Do you not remember cost overrun? Do you not remember Jofali? Don't you not remember the blue elephant in Castries? Do you not remember the banana strike, the bombing of Castries, burning down of Castries, the throwing of a poop on John Compton, the attempt on John Compton's life? Do you not remember? Do you not remember it was Emma Hippolyte who increased the age of retirement? Do you not remember, St. Lucians? How can you forget the destruction that this party have caused in St. Lucia? How dare you forget? And how dare you side with a government that is against poor families? Give them shacks and say to them, shut up. You don't need toilet. And one of the hacks, Shazi, comes on our live and say we are lying. They got toilets. How dare you? How dare you? Left $70,000 or $75,000 a year in health care and voted for a promise of $1,500 only a week after to hear I never said it. How do you feel about that? And don't tell me don't talk about it. I talk about what I want. Because right now, the people of St. Lucia are catching their tails. They're catching their tails. How dare you? And not only how dare you, but how dare Mr. King, who have in his blood UWP values, that's what he said. and now stands on a stage with Labour Party people cussing off the United Workers' Party. How dare the John Compton's family turn their back on the principle and the vision of the United Workers' Party and embraced Jeremiah Norbert in Miku against a United Workers' Party supporter. Because your daughter didn't get a position, she's not entitled to anything on the island. She got to work like anybody else and show herself like any other St. Lucians. Because St. Lucia does not belong to John Compton's family. The United Workers' Party was not owned and a franchise of the John Compton's family, the late John Compton. No, he knew that too. He had great respect for the United Workers' Party, and he would have not done anything to damage this party. How dare you? Did not ask for a meeting with the United Workers' Party to discuss your gripes with them, but put an entire nation in distress. We have never seen such mismanagement in our road networks. Major projects in St. Lucia in a mess. Highways causing millions of dollars in extra monies because a government came in and decided to investigate because there is bubble. And so John Compton's family believed that there was bubble. But they were really voting just because their daughter had a problem with Chastney. You think they cared about policies? You think they voted Labour Party because of policies? Labour Party had the best policies? No, they voted all because their daughter was not given a job at the National Trust. That's all. You see how greedy and selfish and self-centered people can be? Instead of looking beyond and looking at others, the lives, the poor people, health system, the roads, the development that had already been started under the United Workers' Party. They didn't look at that. They didn't care whether you starved or not. Comptons were concerned about one job that their daughter did not get. One job jeopardizing the whole nation. King, former my prime minister, wanted to be the boss of the United Workers' Party. That's why he left, you know. He didn't tell you all. He wanted to be the boss of the United Workers' Party. Because he was prime minister, he can't sit down and be under the leadership of another man. He wants to be leader all the time. He wants, because I was prime minister, then I'm entitled to a big position in the United World. No, sit down and shut your mouth. You will go down in history as one of the worst betrayers in politics, jeopardizing our poor families, putting them in the hole. You did that. Millennium Highway in a mess. Let me show you all a picture. Look at this picture, right?
The HIA redevelopment project.
Who you see there at the airport? I leave it there for you all to tell me. Let's talk. Who do you see there at the groundbreaking ceremony for the Huronora Airport project? Who do you see there? Mr. King in the front with a white hat? And who next to him? Alan Chastney? That was at the Viewfort Airport groundbreaking ceremony. All was well with him. Look at where he stand up. Front line with a big smile. He saw nothing wrong with the project at the time. And if St. Lucian's had a way, they would ask him for a refund of every dollar that he was paid during his time in office. Because he joined the Labour Party and led them on a wild goose chase against this same project that he's standing there breaking ground on. Same king, look him there. Same king. And you know what he says to you, St. Lucians? Well, there is nothing wrong with the project. We just had to do minor changes. Nothing big. Why did you stop the airport? Why did you have investigations in the airport? Why? You were the one managing all these projects, infrastructure. All of a sudden, Mr. King, you forget that you was in government, and the very same ministry that you had, you have. May I remind you again, the very same ministry that you had, you have now. Nothing changed. The only change that we, the citizens, can see now is that somebody was doing your work for you, because it appears that you don't know a hoot of what you're doing. So you help the SLP to stop the Grosley Road project because there's bubble. The government bill roundabout for Shasney Father. There's bubble, so you stop it, causing the government millions of dollars in debt. Mr. King, that's you. Remember, again, you were in charge of infrastructure. Then you go to the airport, bubble. You were standing there. So you should have instructed Philip J. and said to him, sir, I was the infrastructure minister. There's nothing wrong with these projects. You should have done that if you had integrity. If you was a patriot, you would have said that to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, we're going to waste a lot of money. Nothing is wrong with the projects. The UWP government, they did all their due diligence. Maybe just a little two things that you need to tweet. But these projects will cost us millions of dollars if we stop them. And it will delay us. So let's continue with these projects, because I was the one in charge of these projects. But you didn't do that. Patriot, my foot. Mr. Patriot, you called St. Lucian's millions of dollars. The hospital St. Jude's, you could have given better advice to the government. But you join in the nastiness. And you say to St. Lucian's, I'm a patriot. Mister, take off your blue t-shirt, put on your red, because the people of Castries, they have already found you out. You are not an independent UWP or an independent Labour. You are a full Labour hack. That's what you are. But what have you done? You have caused St. Lucian's great pain. Do you understand that, sir? You have caused the citizens of St. Lucia great pain on the roads. Great pain on the roads. And let me see if I can find the clip.
Lined Millennium Highway Reconstruction Project. Senior Minister Stephenson King says, not unlike Prime Minister Philip J. Pierre, he is very disappointed with the lengthy delay in the project's completion.
It's not only the Prime Minister who is disgusted with the current state of the road in terms of the implementation rate. In fact, the delivery date has gone. And I have expressed my displeasure a long time ago.
Look at this guy. Look at this. Brethren, look at this. He have a little thing on his face, a grin, because he knows what he's saying to the people of St. Lucia. He's misleading them. What outrage. How can you be outraged on a project that you are responsible for? And not that, he says to the contractor, we want this building, give us the building by October. Give us the Millennium Highway by October. The contractor said to him, we can't deliver it in October. We can deliver it next year, sometime in the first quarter. Now, if Mr. King knew what he was doing, St. Lucians, you think he would look at a contractor and say to the contractor, he wanted October? Do you know when is October? Not far from now, you know. By the way, you're in a hurricane season. The same Mr. King, who said to the people in Brooklyn, by the way, Latinia Hakla, what you doing in our town hall meeting? We hack. Anyway, let we forget about that hack. Hack Samem. But let me go on. In that same town hall meeting, the SLP administration said to St. Lucians, we cannot fix the roads because it's raining. So from the time you elect them fellas, it's been raining non-stop. It's become the Amazon desert forest. St. Lucia have never seen so much rain. La pluie. We have never seen so much rain in our lives until the Labour Party came into power. This government is a rainy government. So Lucians, watch your umbrella. Sound that these are, because from the time them fellas get into power, rain. He said they can't fix the roads because of rain. When we put the pressure on them, you remember I was the one who started the whole we can't fix the road because of rain. I lost a lot of my friends on that one. Remember I started that? I exposed that? Guess what? Well, when you remember we continued the pressure on the roads, and you know what happened? They went in the rain and started patching the roads. In the rain. In the rain, them fella. Remember, things were so bad with the roads. Their excuse is that we can't fix it. But guess what? We found out from the government that they had no money to fix the roads. No money. While they were hiring their jabbers, their makokot and mafifi, and send them all over the world in jobs that never existed, send their government ministers, blew up their travel budget for government by thousands of dollars traveling around the world, doing nothing, our roads were in a mess. Our roads are still in a mess. And here, Mr. King says to the people of St. Lucia, well, we need the road by October. We got to get the road by October. I don't care. We got to get it by October. But we are in a hurricane season, Mr. King. Which is it? And not only that, Mr. King said, well, it is climate change that mash up our roads. I thought Mr. King said it is the United Workers' Party government that mash up the road because they were rushing they were rushing deals, giving their friends contracts to do the road, and the friends went and there was no procurement or whatever they call it. And so the guy, Joseph and Mr. Shasta, gave their friends contracts, direct award, and that's why our roads supposed to last 10 years, but it only lasts 2 years now because of the United Workers' Party, and they didn't follow all the... I did not know, the engineers did not know about the roads. Guy Joseph was just waking up during the night, and he was just making roads all over the place during the night. He and Shasta building roads like they're C.O. Williams. I wish I had Alan Shastney and Guy Joseph building roads for us in St. Lucia at this time. Because it's in a mess. It's in a mess. I wish we had them paving our roads. But you complain. Remember that lie? And we have you on it, you know. Your excuse is that Alan Chasney and Guy were just giving people contract, and that's why the roads are mashing up. But recently, you said to St. Lucians, it is because of climate change. So, Mr. King, which one is it? Which lie should we receive as truth? Which one of them? Which one of them? And now you say to C.O. Williams, even though we're in the heart of the hurricane season, you say to C.O. Williams, give us the road in October because we're going to strike on you all. First time in history, I see a government who's responsible for a project striking against their own project. Bunch of hypocrites. And you think the people of St. Lucia are so backwards and they
I made a very strong statement. We have spoken to the CDB. We have made some changes in terms of the project management approach. There are weekly meetings with the CDB infrastructure, the consultant, and the project management team. But
folks, all the man is telling you guys that there was no supervision on the roads from government. That's all he's telling you. That's all the brother is telling you, friends.
be working in terms of further expediting the process, to speed up the process and to at least reduce on the lag time that we have encountered.
With the deadline for delivery of the Millennium Highway project long gone and no reason on offer to be optimistic about its completion anytime soon, the government is weighing its limited options given the project is being funded externally by the British government, to be precise.
The government is now contemplating what are the options. Can we continue with the contractor?
But why is the government contemplating now when they should have been supervising this project? That's my question. This problem did not just sneak up on the government of St. Lucia. This problem did not just sneak up on King Snake. I don't call people names, but I'm tempted to call him out tonight. I am telling you, this problem didn't just sneak up. So it says to me again, St. Lucians, that this brother is lazy and don't know what he's doing. He have never been a worker. He have not been working. He's been hiding behind Mr. Chasney and Guy Joseph. And that's why he hate them so bad. He was hiding behind them fellas. We can clearly say it now. One little Millennium Highway. One little Millennium Highway they cannot get fixed in time. And brethren, it is going to be cost overrun. It's going to cause you St. Lucians monies because the government of St. Lucia will have to go in their pockets to get the rest of the money. I hope it's still in their pocket. Just saying. Not accusing anybody. But why is me? I have my mouthy. I am paying for no broadcast license here. They can't silence me. They can't take away my license. I am not Sky FM. They can't play with me. I'm on the world stage right now. You check it? So I am responsible in what I say, but I will call you guys out on your nonsense. I have you, Mr. King. But if you want, you can finish what you're saying. I don't have no time for that.
To disengage, and if we are to proceed with disengagement, meaning to terminate the contract, what are the implications, considering that the project is not funded by the government of St. Lucia?
Gasa, mohala se bagay sa. Na jisti sa ale shows me marvelous sa. That's laziness, honestly. Little contract, a little Millennium Highway you all can't finish. A little project you can't finish. Past the deadline. And the bad thing about it is that them fellas drive on that Millennium Highway to go to Miku and lie to the people and tell the people that they're not poor. They kept driving on that same road. Them fellas drive on that same road to go to Bexon and tell the people that they're going to build, what they said, to build condo for the gas station, people who work in gas station. Brethren, se mun sa ka mati tell ma mo do, Them fellas told St. Lucians that they're going to build condos for people who are working at the gas station. How much you get at the gas station? $150 a week? Huh? Unless you're going to charge them $50 a month for the condo. Again, real estate for friends, foreigners, and cliques. Huh? These gas station attendants can't even afford to get to the gas station. They cannot afford, are you listening to me? They cannot afford to go to the job at the gas station, but they can afford condo. Why is me? So, Mr. King, we got you. Mr. Guy Joseph is not there for you to blame for doing your work. Reverend, you see how Mate vindicating the UWP? St. Lucians, you see why Guy Joseph had to step in to do the man work? He wasn't doing his work. The man wasn't implementing nothing. I'm going to ask Mr. King, tell us which one of those government projects that you worked on and delivered to the people of St. Lucia as a UWP, which one of them? Pamem airport we have you. Anyway, no affinepo whatsoever. You and Emma, we on your case. Because what you are doing to the people of St. Lucia and what Emma is doing to the people of Soufriere in selling their port and saying nothing to them. You're selling that place in Soufriere. And you're not telling the people that you'll have to move some of them to take their property. Huh? You're not telling them nothing, no consultation. Look, there is an increase of COVID-19. Equipadis on here. Increase of COVID-19, and they're saying nothing to you St. Lucians. And you telling me this Chukum government make any sense in St. Lucia? Huh? That's what you're telling me? This Chukum government. Huh? Honestly, no, Chukum. Ouais, même. Tu vas faire bout de moi, faire moins mal. Brethren, before we take calls, right? We have an issue here. You know, I feel like let's go to Mr. Pear. Mr. Pear will have to talk. Let's let Mr. Pear, the Prime Minister, speak to us for a few minutes, yeah? Brethren, honestly, let Prime Minister Pear talk to us. You UWP that voted for him and put him there. Wise Mayor, don't come for me. You all voted for him and put him there. So please that all in. Where my Prime Minister? Prime Minister, go ahead. The people waiting for you.
Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people and tell a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people and tell a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people and tell a big story. A big story. I must apologize to elderly people. It's a big story. Philip J. Pierre attack elderly people and tell
Mr. Pay, enough. You can go back to your toys. We have big man thing to talk about here. So let's go, Lucians. There we go, man. That was children's section. We're going to the big people section now. All right? So where we at? Brethren, there's an alarming something that I got to present to you. It was in the news last week, right? It is concerning sex trafficking in St. Lucia. But we're going to open the lines just now. Give me 1 minute. I just want to address this situation is real, and I want us to, you know, I want us to deal here. Just bear with me. Let's go over to a news from Hot 7, and we'll talk about the whole reporting. We'll discuss it. All right, so let's listen to this clip.
And sex trafficking has unearthed a dangerous scourge which has been growing stronger in the underbelly of St. Lucian society. Whilst authorities scramble to piece together the details of this new case, the breaking news has hit close to home for one victim of sex trafficking who says the incident left her feeling upset to hear that yet another female had fallen into the same trap that she did. For reasons of safety, our interviewee's identity was kept anonymous, and whilst it was the aim of the meeting to give as little information to implicate her in the slightest, the brave soul divulged enough to paint a grim portrait of a thriving but deadly business in St. Lucia.
It was really hard, almost every night having different men come and sleep with me, whether or not I wanted it, being beaten, being abused in all kind of ways.
How bad is this problem in St. Lucia?
Let's just say that not everybody who goes missing in St. Lucia is actually missing. They have people from all walks of life. They have police officers and immigration officers, judges, lawyers, teachers, all kind of people involved in it. So it's going to be something that's really difficult to crack.
The young woman said it is easier than one might think to become involved in such a situation.
How did this happen, or how does something like this happen to somebody?
In different ways. Some of the girls are auctioned off, kidnapped and auctioned off to the pimps. Some are raised in it, some are coaxed into it. So it's different ways. Started out as what I thought was a relationship with my pimp, a sexual relationship. And then he wanted to know if I wanted to get involved with other people. And maybe 2 years into it, I found out that I was actually being prostituted.
She said getting out was a long and painstaking task. However, she is still not at ease, even with her freedom.
I didn't want to live the rest of my life in that way. It was really, really too much for me. And I had to work for 2 years without getting paid to be able to buy back my freedom.
The young woman sent a warning message to other young women in St. Lucia and beyond. She asked them to be careful with the people that they get involved with, since once in, it is difficult to get out alive. She said she counts herself and the young lady in this latest incident as lucky, as she has seen other young women killed in the process. Reporting for Hot 7 Nightly News, I am Rochelle Gonzalez.
All right, so that clip was compliments of Hot 7 News, and I have a lot of problem with the reporting of this situation. I'll tell you the truth, and then we'll get into it. We'll give you maybe another half an hour in the program. All right. One, I think that it was not in good judgment for the television station to put the young reporter into that type of situation. The truth. I thought about it, and in my opinion, that young reporter should not have been the one to broadcast or to bring awareness to this situation. I think this situation should have been dealt with differently. One, you have the clear voice of a young woman who accused judges, persons in high society in St. Lucia, link them to sex trafficking, to children being groomed as babies, as sex workers. Police officers too. I think this should have been done differently. the young lady who got away, got her freedom, she too should have been protected. You can hear her voice. She has a distinct voice. And this is a very touching subject, reporting. And I believe that should have been handed over to Dale or somebody else to look into, apart from this young woman. Now, I'll tell you, there is the underground in St. Lucia. There are some dark corners in St. Lucia, and our young girls and boys are part of this dark section of St. Lucia. And don't find it strange that our young girls and boys are walking into these situations deliberately because sometimes of lack of opportunities. And that's why we are here begging our governments to act on behalf of the citizens of the country. Generate opportunities for all, not some. Because when you have a mother, a single mother, with 2 or 3 daughters, and those daughters cannot get what they want, maybe it's a shoe, a new dress, a bra, and sometimes even tampons. When they see their neighbors having a new ring and new chain and can do their hair and have new shoes, majority of times when these opportunities come, these young women grab on to those opportunities, and even young boys. And this is the importance of government functioning effectively so that we can aid in getting rid of this underground, this dark place of sex slaves in St. Lucia. We do not even have a task force in St. Lucia to deal with sex trafficking. I am not even sure if we have the expertise. And by the way, the immigration department should be the front line. Homeland Security should be the front line on sex trafficking, human trafficking. Should be the front line. But we have a broken system that is so political. Like Mr. Shastney wanted to have a border system, a national security system that deals with border controls. My question to our agents, our frontline border agents, are they trained in dealing with detecting maybe young girls, young women who might have been brought into the country through the airports or our ports beyond their will? Are we trained enough to detect body movement and to pull an older man with a younger girl, to pull them into a room and interview them? Or to separate the child from the old man? And to show that child some form of security where the child would be able to speak and to feel so comfortable that they share information with you? Or are our girls more afraid of our law enforcement officers because they are involved? And if she calls somebody's name to a police, that the police is going to call that person and say, boy, your cover was just blown. And that's why trust in the police system is important. Brethren, policing and border control is much bigger than we think. We cannot even get a commissioner of police in the police force. For years, we can't do it effectively. For years, we have been having acting commissioners, or under the SLP or whoever it was, we had to bring in foreign police commissioners. Can't get our hand around a good police commissioner. How can we have proper policing if we can't even promote one of our own to a commissioner? So St. Lucia is broken as far as I'm concerned. And our young girls are at risk. And I say to mothers, be careful with your children where you send them. Some of you are too city-wares. Some of you allow men to sleep in your house with your own children. Some of you allow old men in the society to mess with your little children. And you said nothing because it's a rich boy or a rich man and he comes to get my daughter in a nice new car and the man have gold rings and, oh yes, daughter, come back, you hear, come back early. Bring some Kentucky for me when you're coming, eh? Pass down by the Chinese and get some wings for me. And you send them out with the wolves. There are areas in St. Lucia that need to be searched, especially in Grosile. That need to be searched. They are undercover police officers. There need to be a new breed, a new set of officers in St. Lucia that are not known by the population. A new breed. Because some of these police officers, you can set up a sting and get a lot of them fellas, you know. You can set up a sex sting and catch a lot of them crooked fellas. You can set up a sting in Grosile, dress up some young girl, young police officer, put her in wig and nice sexy clothes and lingerie and send her up. When the yachts come in, set up a sting and get them off the streets. But our police officers, some of them sit with their fat bellies and their laziness like King. Nobody is creative. Nobody is coming up with ideas to protect the citizens of St. Lucia. We are talking about youth economy. The youth economy is to go and get these young girls who are sex slaves. Let's go get our children. Let's make the effort and go after those men. Set up private stings. Set them up. And lock up every one of them. You have a government who is aware, they're aware of these problems with sex slaves in St. Lucia. They do not have the will. Because I'm not sure if some of them make calls and say, you have a girl, any girl, send one over to me tonight now. We don't know if any of our government ministers is involved. We don't know which police is involved. We don't know which judge. We don't know who is involved. But a whole lot of people are involved. Most of the young people involved. And some of you know some of these girls who are sex slaves in St. Lucia. Some of them do it free will. I know some of them do it free will. Because there was one that used to harass me online. When I call her sins out, she disavow it. But I'm not here to shame anyone. But we have a problem of immorality in the nation. And nobody is willing to stand up and speak out. Nobody is willing to stand up and to speak out. Nobody. And we are losing our young girls. We are losing our young people to sex slaves. And with hardship in the country, as I said, it's going to get worse. Therefore, we need government to put policies in place and to tighten policies. To tighten policies. To put tighter policies in place that when you catch them fellas, that there is hell to pay. We need to start making examples out of people in this country. Lawbreakers. We got to get involved. We got to get the intestinal fortitude as a government to protect our children. Who is responsible for gender affairs? Who? You had nothing? Nada. Nothing. Here is a young woman on the air having an interview. She alone can lead the police to all of these men. That one girl. But you think they have called her? No. You think they will call the reporter and say, look, we need to have a conversation with this girl. You think they will get involved and say, look, we're going to protect you. We'll send you overseas. We'll give you a deal. We're going to send you overseas. We're going to get you your visa. We will get you status in Canada somewhere in a safe area country. We got to go that's how far we got to go as a country to protect our children, you know. If the government got to send these women to safety overseas in exchange to get some of these fellas, our country would be in a better place. But there is no will. There is no drive. Nobody has the guts to do anything. I would have, listened to me, if I was responsible for gender affairs, that girl, I would get to her privately. I would squeeze every information out of her. And then I would send her to a foreign country. I would send her overseas to protect her. But I was going to get every one of them judges, every one of these officers. I would take every one of them down. But the system protects itself, ain't it? Eh? What can I say? What can I say? What can I say, friends? Nobody have the guts. Nobody is willing to make the move. Everybody's afraid, protecting either their jobs, their names, pastors. By the way, some of you all need to resign, step down, because you're no use to the community, no use to the society. You're not doing anything. Some of you not doing nothing but collect monies from the poor people. You're not getting involved. You ain't doing nothing. And what do we have? Young people, friends, please, those of you who want to call, you can call now. You know, I don't have honestly, the more things change, the more it remains the same. Nobody cares. Government fighting Shastney, fighting him, doing this, doing that, when we have these major issues and you hear nothing about it. You think after this report, you're going to hear a minister say, oh, we're investigating. By the way, they're always investigating. It's true. Always investigating, nothing happening. Call you on the air, Caribbean American News Media. Oh, hold a minute. For some reason, you're not in the system. Let me hook it up. 1 minute. Just give me a minute here. Let me just get this up. 1 minute. For some reason, we got disconnected from the main system. It should be coming in now, I am sure. Yes. Can you hear me, caller? You on the air?
Yes, I can. How are
Okay,
you?
good. Not bad at all. We got you.
Good night to everyone. Brother Garfield, tonight, I don't know. I'm tired. St. Lucia just has too much happening and it's just not making sense. Nothing is making sense. Now I'm going to talk about another country just for a moment today, not for long. And I'm going to make some comparisons to St. Lucia. And I want people, and not too many comparisons.
Mm-hmm.
The first question I would ask is, who's Phillips J. Pierre's best friend, best buddy in all of the Caribbean island leaders? There's one in particular.
Dominica.
Okay, thank you. All right, you've answered the question.
Mm-hmm.
Dominica, do you know that we have lots of young Dominicans migrating to St. Lucia to work?
Are you serious?
As we speak?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I don't want to mention the name of companies and stuff, but I can tell people for sure that this is not hearsay. I don't do hearsay. For sure that we have young Dominicans coming into St. Lucia
to work.
Yes. Now, I don't want to say too much about, because we have free movement for Caribbean persons right now. We've had it. So foreigners working in St. Lucia, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to say that. However,
but what kind of work are they doing?
Young people in all of no, it's nothing to do with sex trafficking. It's proper jobs.
So we have enough jobs for
call centers, accounting firms. I just can say so much.
Okay, I got you. Good, I got you. So we have enough jobs in St. Lucia for all the Caribbean islands to come in. But I'm hearing our own people saying there is no jobs.
Specifically, Dominicans are coming. I can tell you that for a fact.
I think I see where this is going, though.
Okay. So we have young St. Lucians here who are qualified, but how come they're not seeing those jobs being advertised? Is it because those companies are not paying taxes for these people? Or is it because they're paying them a lesser salary than that what they would pay to a St. Lucian? And I'm just firing questions here. I've also learned that these people are running from Dominica.
Wow.
Dominica has very little, from conversations with those persons, with these people, Dominica has very little job opportunities. Dominica is a mess. Dominica's medical is terrible, though a new hospital was built recently. Even, and I'm saying that to warn St. Lucians, even electricity, I have learned, electricity is cut for a day, for 5 hours, how many times a week in the different communities in Dominica, because I think they can't give the needed output. This is not hearsay. This is a conversation that I had with somebody in Dominica who's explaining to me that certain parts of those, like today, I heard today, sorry, I couldn't get my WhatsApp because we had no electricity. So when you were calling me on WhatsApp, I could not have picked up. So I said to that individual, but this is the second or third time we're speaking in the last 3 weeks. On a day when you're telling me that you do not have electricity. Oh, let me explain. And she goes and she explains it. There I am saying to this individual, asking why the move. Well, I'm asking everybody why are you migrating? Because it's important that you know these things.
Yeah, all
And
right.
I'm
I'll
hearing
call
it's
somebody
because
over there.
it's like they're getting jobs here, but they're not getting these jobs in Dominica. Also, St. Lucia is more developed and there are more opportunities in St. Lucia for them.
But
However,
somebody
these
also
people,
is saying that St. Lucians went to Dominica actually to work also.
St. Lucians went to Dominica after the storm.
Oh, after the storm.
That's right. So they needed a lot of help in Dominica, solo persons. However, I'm saying that not because I'm against Dominicans. Caribbean people are Caribbean people. It's one Caribbean. You understand? I'm saying that to show St. Lucians that the best friend who sits in the back pocket of our Prime Minister is Skerrit.
Yeah.
And Skerrit is treating the Dominican people like dirt.
Out
When
of
I'm
touch, both
hearing
him and his
about
wife.
electricity, sorry?
Both him and his wife, they're out of touch with the people of Dominica.
They're not out of touch. They know what's going on, but they pretend not to know and make things look good on the outside. Our Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, looks very good in the Dominicans' eyes,
Yeah?
Oh, yes. Oh, but isn't he the good one? Isn't he the good one? I said the good one. I said, who's you running away from your Prime Minister and you coming to his best friend?
His best friend.
Think about it.
Yeah. From the pot to the frying pan.
You running away from him
From the fire.
and you coming to his best friend?
His best friend, best buddy.
Think about it.
And by the way, you hear his buddy associates here in St. Lucia saying that the people of Ancillary, they're not poor. And you hear the same woman, his wife in Dominica saying that Dominicans are not poor.
But that's the whole point. These people are discussing what language to throw at the people before they throw it. Feed it to them. And when you tell a dog something 5 times, that dog starts believing that. Yes. I put your food, Fluffy, I put your food in the plate.
Well, we can send Philip J. over to Dominica.
That dog that every day.
We can send Philip J. over to St. Lucia. To Dominica.
To Dominica, you mean? Yes, I think we should send him to Dominica.
Let him help them to sell their pots.
Yeah, we have to do it hurriedly. Yes. So, whilst we here in St. Lucia, we are catching our tails. The SLP is making the other islands believe that we St. Lucians are in the best place.
Yeah.
St. Lucians, y'all ain't talking loud enough, Y'all are not speaking loud enough. Philip J. Pierre will continue what he is doing because he believes that y'all are accepting of the garbage that is going on this island. Selling the pots, I guess all our points of entry is being sold in this country, and St. Lucians are not paying attention to that. Once your pots are sold, you don't own your island, You aware of that, Brother Garfield?
How can you own it when, you have foreigners managing? Some people look at it like a management company. You give them your house to do everything on it, or your whatever hotel you have. You give this company, like MTA does in the States, to manage your uniforms and manage whatever supplies. And I don't know if that's how they're looking at this, but I don't think anybody should be messing with their ports. Period.
This is not an hotel. This is not a house. This is not a car. This is our main ports of entry. This is how you leave and you come into St. Lucia. This is how goods are supplied. If these ports are blocked off, nothing can come into St. Lucia. No food can come in. Nothing can come in. People, the ports, foreigners owning your ports, they might as well own the country. Where's your freedom to move out and in as you please? If they tell you the tax is $100 to leave St. Lucia tomorrow at one of the ports, what are you going to say? What are you going to do about it, St. Lucian? What if they PPP the airport and they tell you the tax is $100 US to leave? What are you going to do about it, St. Lucian?
Yeah, question.
But when you own your ports, you can open your mouth and say something.
Yeah.
But when your government gives it away, you can't speak because the deal has been done.
I really want to see
You
the
can't
deal.
speak,
I need to understand the deal too. I got to get somebody to give me a rundown on it.
Well, what Emma has said, well, I was invited to dinner and we had a secret dinner, and then we had a secret meeting, and I met a secret person, and it was secret, so I guess the port deal for Soufriere is a big secret.
So they would just wake up one day and realize the secret.
Isn't that what Killit said? Killit has secrets, so secrets are being kept away from St. Lucians on things of that magnitude of an importance to St. Lucian.
But why everything is a secret now?
That is
recently, after the past 2 years.
I just said it because Emma said it, and I don't even want to dwell on it.
Yeah.
Except that these are the same people that was in campaign mode, preaching transparency and putting you first.
Yeah, they said consult.
Putting you first. Yeah, transparency.
Yeah.
They want things discussed with them. La-di-da. But now, solutions, nothing is being said to us. Absolutely nothing. Your pots are being sold. You don't know what the deal is.
But not only the ports, there are other areas that are up for sale too. And St. Lucians will find out later on.
I'll come to that in a moment. Your airport is being might be PPP sold again for 40 years, and you don't know what the deal is. No, nothing is happening with the roads. Government is collecting in excess $70 million worth of taxes after paying all their bills. $70 million worth of tax on St. Lucian's heads. Right now, goods and services are at its highest, higher than last month, including the sheet of plywood that they said they were removing 12.5% VAT on, and now it's $35 more than the original price when it had VAT on it. Does that make sense? Am I making sense?
Yeah.
So a sheet of plywood last month with VAT was $230 odd dollars.
230 something, right?
A sheet of plywood this month is $235 without VAT.
235 with so
I am not guessing. I'm telling you, and I'm going to take pictures for you too.
So, okay, so let me just, because I'm writing while you're speaking, right? So, with VAT, without VAT, with VAT, it is about 230 something, 39.
230.
230. And
about 230.
So
with VAT, that was last month.
So without, we are seeing 235.
Without VAT, this month is 235. Does that make sense?
I just suck my teeth on that because
The same pad that's supposed to come off is about twice its price right now.
Pads, right?
Yes, sanitary napkins. Let me be a little bit discreet about how I call them.
Well, the Prime Minister was not discreet.
No, he said period product.
Sorry.
If he can say it, I am a woman, I can say period products, of course.
Poor Prime Minister.
So wait a minute. So this is what we're going through in St. Lucia. Our loose-leg bills are getting higher. Our Wasco bills have gotten higher. The bus drivers now are complaining about the state of the roads, yet $70 or $71.02 for a barrel of oil, and we're paying $16.50 still at the pumps. Shame on Philip J. Pierre. A gallon of fuel of gas is $15 in Dominica, the two highest priced countries in the Eastern Caribbean right now. Yes. So Dominica is $15, St. Lucia is $16.50, and I confirmed that today, by the way. Okay. So we have that. We have poor medical. We also have a St. Jude's that they want to finish, which is the old dilapidated building. Mm-hmm. Knowing fully well, Philip J. Pierre, I'm calling your name, and Musa. Sorry, I should call you Moses Jabatiste, right? Is his name?
Yeah.
Musa. Right. Do these people not know that you cannot insure the field hospital they have down there that is broken up, that no insurance company will insure that as a hospital? Don't they know that the criteria fitting a hospital right now for proper insurance for a hospital is that all services has to be under one big building? I'm asking those questions seriously.
But let me ask you
solutions to take this seriously.
But let me ask you, did St. Jude have insurance the last time they got burned? Were there insurance on that building?
I don't think so.
St. Lucia,
the families were never given a settlement.
St. Lucia's a joke.
The families were never given any settlement.
St. Lucia is a big joke.
I can't tell you that they did or they didn't.
If they did, I'm sure they would have their building already.
Yeah, I'm going to hit a number of things and I have to do it quickly, quickly. So we have that happening there. Why would you put $201 million into 25 minus 4? Because I heard they have to break down 4 of them now.
Oh, they got to move 4?
4 more have to be broken down. Yes, I heard 4 must be broken down and rebuilt, completely broken down. Remember when Guy and Alan Chastney had broken down 1 or 2 of those buildings because trees were growing through them, etc. And they said that was not true. Do you remember that?
I remember, yes.
Well, right now, this government, there are 4 buildings identified in those 25 buildings that have to be broken down and rebuilt. And the others, there may be walls and stuff that would have to be broken up and whatever and rebuilt.
For DC approval.
So you're telling me that you are going to spend $201 million, leaving our children and grandchildren in such. You've borrowed over $1 billion, Philip J. Pierre, in 2 years, just 2 years, because y'all want to say just 2 years. That's what they say when you're complaining about them not doing what they're supposed to do. Okay, not continuing the projects, not this, not that. They say, oh, we've just been there 2 years. So you've already borrowed over $1 billion in just 2 years, Philip J. Pierre. And you're leaving that kind of $201 million on the backs of ourselves, our children, our grandchildren, and God knows who else for you to go and put monies in 25, I'll still say 25 or 24 buildings, and all foul coops that you know will not receive insurance coverage as a hospital? Solutions. I'm not telling you a liar. I have no time for this, for lies. You see, when they think people don't know the information, we have the information.
That's right.
What they are not saying to you, I will say it to you. Me, along with other people who know, will come out and speak. And the bolder we are, and the more we speak, the more others who know will speak out. So start opening your mouths, those of your hypocrites who have the information out there and you are afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of. This is your country. The government of the SLP government does not own you, nor does it own St. Lucia. We are the owners of St. Lucia. We are the bosses of the government, ministers and the prime minister and the speaker and the governor general and everybody that is there that forms the government. We are the ones. So this is what they are doing to us. And further to that, they are selling off St. Lucia bit by bit by bit to the point now I am understanding that there is some problem with a lady that you mentioned her name a little earlier. In fact, I should just ask Philip J. Pierre the question tonight. Philip J. Pierre, are you selling Pigeon Island? Philip J. Pierre, are you planning on selling Pigeon Island or part of Pigeon Island?
Oh boy.
And if so, Philip J. Pierre, how much more of St. Lucia are you going to sell? Are you going to Jumbie? And Philip J. Pierre, where is the money you have collected from CIP? Philip J. Pierre, where is the breakdown of the monies you said you spent on jazz? Where is the breakdown? How much did you spend on all these carnival activities and the big carnival activity you had in Castries? How much of our money did you spend on it? Philip J. Pierre, how much did you spend on your emancipation, your 17 parties for your hacks at your offices, etc., in the 17 constituencies, and that you spent on your so-called big celebratory whatever in Me Code North because you won an election in 2021. Philip J. Pierre, what are you doing with St. Lucia's money? Philip J. Pierre, you have had 2 budget cycles, 2021, 2022. What have you done with the monies that you have borrowed under those budget cycles? Speak out, because we're waiting for you, Philip J. Pierre.
Yep, we're listening.
We are not going to continue to let you think that you are a dictator like Skerritt, and I mention his name tonight, or like Hitler, and think that you can come into St. Lucia and do to us what your body in Dominica is doing to the Dominicans. Whilst I'm at it, and whilst you had all your carnival parties and the Red Fete that was held at the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds, did Red pay your rental for the Darren Sammy Cricket Grounds?
Oh boy.
It's a carnival band. Did it pay, or was it free, and was it sponsored and paid for by the monies from the carnival committee that government funds for carnival? We need answers.
My God.
We need answers, and we need answers now. And St. Lucia, stop sleeping on you, because I'm getting tired of y'all. I am getting tired of us in St. Lucia. Let us stand up. And whilst all of this is happening, we have over 450 cases of COVID. That the realistic figure, that's confirmed cases, the realistic figure would be multiplied by 3. So that's 1,350, 1,400, is it? 1,400 cases of COVID or 1,500 cases of COVID in St. Lucia right now. And where is the command center? It was so, he's a 5-star general. He had a command center. He had all his 2-star general, 3-star general, whatever general, like we in some dictatorship country, like we in North Korea or something. I don't know if we're living in North Korea, but that's how it sounds to me, with all the generals that we're having here. You had a command center. What is wrong with it? Where is the CMO? Where is the Medical and Dental Association, the president of the Medical and Dental Association, Merle Clark?
Well,
where is the Minister of Health?
One of the viewers, this SLP viewers earlier today told me that the World Health Organization does not deem COVID as a pandemic, and therefore the government don't have to tell us, basically. Don't have to report.
Oh, so the last time COVID was killing people in St. Lucia, the whole world had it. It was a pandemic.
Yeah.
But because that same disease is back and the spread around the world is not so big as they had made it, let me tell you, the spread around the world is just like the last time.
I have another call coming in, though. Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
Yeah. So when are y'all going to do something about COVID? How are y'all going to contain COVID? Our children have to go to school in the next few weeks.
Yeah.
And our medical, whilst all of this is going on and we don't know where St. Lucia's money is being spent, except in the fact that we see and broken up roads, we paying extra amounts in fuel, etc., to fix roads and they're not being fixed. Whilst all of this is being done, our health sector is in a complete mess. Now you have other calls coming. There's a lot more that I wanted to say. I'll save it for tomorrow.
No
Thank
problem.
you, Brother Garfield. Good night.
Good night. Thank you, caller. Caribbean American News Network, caller, you on the air. Caribbean American News Network, caller, you're on the air. Go ahead.
Hey, Brother Garfield, how are you?
Not bad, my friend. Thank you for calling.
No problem, man.
Talk to me.
Listening to that young lady is always a breeze, man. She's always so on point, very articulated.
Yeah.
You know. But I want to touch on something there that do about our people in St. Lucia and around the Caribbean.
Yeah.
When I noticed that there is a pattern of behavior amongst our government.
Yep.
And I know everyone is going to talk about their country, but take a minute and look into how all these Caribbean regions are being governed. And only someone that is blind that wouldn't see that there is a pattern by these ministers.
Yeah.
You will take any young man on the street and you put them in government in any of these countries, whether they make 1 term or 2 term, the moment they come out, they will either have a big house somewhere, they have how many cars, they own how many parcels of land, I am saying this to say, I think that we have come to a point where we're turning our back on our countries. And I'm talking about the Caribbean countries.
Yeah.
Because you mean to tell me, Brother Garfield, that people are more interested in in all those things that are not important, that doesn't make any impact on their lives, you know, than the things that really do impact their future. I don't understand it. You know, these politicians are plaguing our countries and our communities. You know, I heard that story from the young lady at on a Hot 7 TV.
Yeah.
You know, about the sex trafficking.
Yeah.
You know, some people may open their mouth wide as wow, like they never knew that was happening. It's the same hypocrisy that we have in those communities. That is the very reason why this country is plagued.
Yeah.
Because we know some of these politicians are crooked. We know they have shitty characters. We know everything about them when we out there talking to our friends. But yet still, we will go and vote for some of them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Now, what does that say about we the people? You see where the problem lies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, this is where the problem lies, my brother. You know, let me give your audience a simple example of what I mean by these politicians in the Caribbean with the pattern that they tend to have. Now, as I'm saying this to you, for reference to the audience, if you don't mind putting it on screen for them, you could Google that port in Kingston. That deal was signed back in 2016. $30 million deal.
Kingston?
For 30 years in Kingston, Jamaica.
Jamaica.
For the port of entry. $30 million for 30 years. Doesn't that sound familiar to you? Why is it our Caribbean leaders tend to sell they claim that it's been leased, but to give someone in charge of something for 30 years, it's technically selling it to them, Brother Gassel. You know, when you can look at a nation and tell them that you give somebody in charge of 2 ports for $45 million, and you have the customs and excise that can make way more money and be more beneficial for the people of your country, but you don't see it fit for the people, because who knows what you're getting. Now, I'm not saying that they're getting anything, because I don't want to say that on your show, because I don't have that evidence. But all I'm saying, it makes one wonder why these politicians keep making those deals out there, and it's not in the interest of the people of the country. You understand? That port of entry, the lady spoke briefly about it. There is something that is going to happen. And when it happens, the Lucians are going to cry wolf. They will cry wolf. You remember a few years ago when Alan Shastney increased on the tax on the airport when you come in and you pay that one-time fee while you buy your ticket? Not many people realize that, but I mean, if you look at your itinerary, you will see that you're paying for about, what is it, $90, something around there. What is it? You know, I don't know if you have noticed that, Brother Garfield. But anyways, when he increased on that, because of he look at, okay, if I bring in 100,000 people into St. Lucia through the airport, right? And I charge a certain amount, then I can collect X amount for the tourism industry for whatever period of time that it's open. Now, these things already budgeted, right? Don't you think that giving your pot or leasing your pot to someone for 30 years, that they have the very same powers in increasing the tax or the fees on the pot, Brother Gaffin? Hello?
Sorry, yes, I'm there. You're right. Yes, yes. I'm just looking into what you told me, but I'm here with you. Yes.
Yeah. So when the man decides to say, oh, whoever is in charge, what is it, global port holding?
Global port
when
holding.
When they decide that they will increase on the tax for their ports, because it's not yours anymore.
No.
They're in charge of maintaining it and running it. So they can increase it as they please, because they can say, hey, listen, I'm not making money. Now, let me tell you, I know a hack is going to argue that. And I will tell the hack, the very same way that the Prime Minister cannot prevent masses from increasing their prices is the very same way he will tell you, you know what, I cannot do anything. That's what he will come and tell you.
Yeah.
He can't do anything. You know, when you look at what is happening in our island, Brother Gaffel, it's a travesty to the people. It's a travesty. And I want to say something to the people before I go. I want to say something to the people that is very important. Not many people have spoken in look at our island or look at the world in that way. But I want to just stay on the island.
Mm-hmm.
In the 100 and something thousand that we have, some people say 180. I don't know. The latest, we need a latest survey to come out first to know how many people, census, sorry, to come out. But Gaffel, how many wealthy people we have in the 100 and something thousand people we have in this island? And I'm talking about people that we know that are wealthy. I'm not talking about those we don't know. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In most countries in the world, you have a small percentage of people that are extremely wealthy, right? Those people are not the one who runs the economy, you know, Brother Gaffel. Most people don't understand that. It's always the poor people, the Malawi, the people that go wake up night and go make that 9 to 5 or that 8 to 4. Yeah. You understand?
Yeah.
They're the one who's running those countries and the economy. Because most of them have kids, they get up, they have loans to pay, they have all those stuff. They contribute heavily to keep those countries running.
Yeah.
You understand? But here you have a prime minister that will make sure he take care of the wealthy and not the people that is poor. And you may ask, why would you say that? It is evident. When you take money and you give it to a organization, and I'm talking about the Carnival organization, and then these monies are disbursed to whom? Who owns some of the banks? They are the very people that are in those organizations, Brother Garfield.
Yep.
Where is the transparency? Where is the accountability? You understand what I'm saying? Who knows who got paid and how those money were disbursed?
Yep.
Nobody knows.
Yep.
You see, now these are the issues that people should take to front and center, because these are the things that are affecting. You keep paying for things and you don't know where the monies are going. You have no idea where these monies went. A minister that sits in the government, he owns a carnival band.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Where are we going with these nonsense? When are we, the people, going to stand up and say, listen, enough is enough? You know?
Yep.
You keep borrowing monies on our behalf. I need to know where these monies are being spent, how it's been spent, and why it's been spent. You understand?
That's right. And the port, the whole issue with the port call, it's very important, because what we see in here in Jamaica is that China owns the port in Kingstown.
I didn't want to tell you. That's why I am saying to you,
it was
I
sold.
Want you to put it up for reference. That port was sold.
Not leased, sold.
You know. And it's a pattern. And I'm telling you, I was making the reference to you that they're telling us in St. Lucia that this port was leased. But I'm telling you that that port is also sold. That's the reference I'm making there. These ports are sold. And I'll tell you, By the time these ports get to 30 years, and that's the very same argument with the airport.
Yeah.
My brother, when you give people stuff like that for so long, by that time, even if they put it brand new, by 30 years' time, it's already dilapidated. So now you back into another agreement again, or whichever government that's there, to do what? To pay them again, more money again, to run the ports again?
Yeah.
Is that how we're going to say that we have a country and yet still we cannot manage and operate anything that we own? Is that how we're going to be? Like serious, then we're not ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
We are not ready. You know. Now that you see that particular pot that you look up there right now, that particular pot, the Chinese has increased many times the duties on that pot. Many times. You know, there are certain things that we can still bring in St. Lucia and we find it's okay. That even if it's high in price, but it's still okay. We can manage it. But some people in Jamaica cannot say the same when it comes to going into Jamaica, Kingston with goods the same way. It's just ridiculous. You know, I'll give you a small example. You see how our farm workers come to Canada, and when they're coming back, they come home with all those. They have a special duty that they get, like from the farm, and they go in with certain items and they don't pay for it.
Yeah,
the guys cannot do that in Jamaica as they please, you know, because it's not the government that's telling them what. It's these guys that are allowing them to go into certain things. They can only do certain things. They cannot do certain things, and you know, we have to be careful with what we listen to people. You cannot just list anything to bigger company, especially if you can do it yourself. You telling me that the custom and excise cannot find a good contractor or a good builder of pots? Well, I know I have looked at all the pots these guys build around the Caribbean and around the world. They're good at what they do. But if they want $100,000 or $100 million to build a pot, pay them the $100 million as long as it's fair. You know what I mean?
That's
Customs,
right.
pay them that $100 million. Build my pot for me.
Yeah.
You understand?
Wow.
Because customs will make that money, Brother Garfield, in less than 10 years.
They will. That's right. But
you know,
China, and by the way, the Port Kingston is a very big port. You know,
it is one of the. I think it is one of the second largest ports.
Yeah, it's a very big port. It can swallow ours maybe 5-6 times.
That port we're talking about also. If you really take time and go into all the nitty-gritty of it, you will find out that port is actually a hub right now.
Wow.
For all cargoes.
So that is just not owned by the people of Jamaica. Yeah.
Exactly.
I think all the ports, you know.
That you took all of them. Yeah, because it's good to really look at those things and make comparison as to what are the deals, what is that, and then you'll see what is happening around the Caribbean. There is something wrong with the people of the Caribbean, with those ministers or these governments.
But why are we not using our brain as a people to see that these governments, these countries like China and these other nations, they're trying to take control.
Thank you very much.
Of important assets in the Caribbean.
Thank you very much.
And we just, because we want money, we just throw it at them. Yes.
The same way the gold and diamonds are being controlled today, that is what is happening. But it's just on a different level. Because if I can control what comes in and out of your country, that means I can control the people sooner or later. You understand?
And there was that problem in Africa. They experienced this big problem where China went and take over their ports because they were owing.
Brother Garfield, we as a people in the Caribbean, we are being exploited by our very own people. That is what's happening. They're pushing us to see how gullible we are. You know, and we are allowing them to do it. We are allowing them to do it because you know what they did? they divide us. And as long as you have a nation, our people that are divided, you can conquer them. And the people, unless they open their eyes, why would you want a government to every time that you're hungry for him to give you a piece of bread? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's a
when
problem.
you can work and get your bread. Why would you want the government? So every time you want to go to the washroom, that man have to give you a piece of tissue to go to the washroom. What if one day he decide not to give you? You see, these are the issues that we are faced with today, and we're not paying attention.
Yeah.
When Mr. Shastny spoke about he wants to upgrade he wants to build that new airport, and he wanted to have how do you call it, clearance in St. Lucia for people that are going to the US.
That's right.
Now most people may look at that and say, but why would you want to do that? But people, why not?
Why not?
Why not? You see, that's what we're not looking at. Why not?
Well, for those hacks who don't understand international travel, they say, Shastny lies, it's impossible to do that. It's impossible. I laugh so much when they say that.
I know. It's funny, my brother. And what kills me the most is that what they're not realizing is if you want more people like the Americans to come to your country, you have to make it easier for them to travel. You have to make it more easy for them. Because when people come out of St. Lucia and they reach, let's say they get to New York, they don't want to go through custom already.
They don't want to.
Again, they don't want to, that headache.
Because
but
it would be like traveling from Miami. It would be like traveling from Miami to New York, where you just clear. Exactly. You just get your bag and walk through the door.
Same thing. You come in from Canada and you just walk straight through the door.
Yeah.
You don't see anybody in New York when you get there. You just take your bag and go.
Well, even me traveling to England from New York, I didn't see anybody. I just walked through.
Yeah, because you're pre-clearance.
Yeah.
You understand? We need to be a people that are more understanding. And you see, the smartphone that people tend to really love in St. Lucia, I will say to them, put those smartphones to good use and stop listening to people that just open their mouths and spew garbage. Because there are some people, I'm telling you, in St. Lucia that really have talk shows, and all they do is spew propaganda nonsense.
Yes, that's right. Sometimes you have to laugh when you listen to the discussion.
Yes.
The argument.
My brother, things that can easily be disputed, these guys are putting it out there like they know what they're saying.
Yes. Sometimes I sit and I just laugh because it's so ridiculous. They try to keep the solution people in the dark.
Yes. Our people need to wake up, man, and stop with that nonsense. There is a certain gentleman, anytime you see the Labour Party is not in power, he's calling every talk show. He's all engaged. He's all that. Whenever the Labour Party get in power, he gets a job. You don't hear him anymore. These days people are complaining him. People are complaining him in Martinique. Crazy,
Yeah.
Just recently, my aunt was giving me a full story about what is happening in Martinique over there, or with the consulate.
Wow.
Do you hear anything happening? I think someone called your show because I listened and was telling you some of the stories, but these are just small. I wish we had reporters on the ground in Martinique that could actually bring that story to us.
But the people who are living in Martinique, the St. Lucians, they have smartphones. They can report to us. They can share information with us. You see, the people are not engaging enough. They're not calling. They're not sharing. If you're in Martinique, there's a problem, share it with us. Let us know.
You see, and we cannot continue in that same breath. You see, our country was being developed at one point, because I can tell you, if an opposition can say to the people that support them that these guys are wasting money doing too much things, they didn't say they were not doing, they said they were claiming they were doing too much.
Too much, yes.
And these people the very same people go and they say, yeah, we don't eat roads, man. Too much road is being built. We don't eat roads.
Yeah, they say we don't eat the roads. You're giving us too much roads. Too much. Now they don't have enough.
Really? Now they don't have no roads. You know, what is wrong with our people, my brother? You know, what is wrong with us?
We don't know what we want, yes. But
you know, I don't get it.
Yeah, but my call, I got to go now.
My brother, have a good night.
But I really love you and appreciate your call. You know, thank you so much.
Problem.
Yes.
Have a good one.
Yes, I see. We have a call that was coming in from my friend, Mr. Ellis. Let's take it before we go, friends. Let's give him at least 5 minutes, Mr. Ellis.
A very good night, dear Garfield.
Good night, my friend. I said, you know what? Let me just take you, because I know you tried to call earlier. How
It seems as though I get the last spot every night.
No, it's true though. You realize that, right? You're a blessed man.
Yeah. Well, you know, I just couldn't help but remind or try to remind our listeners that it seems as though we've lost the airport, because the way this government is thinking, our St. Lucia government, that we can't run anything in St. Lucia. And now we have the ports of Castries and Soufriere being sold out, or when I say sold out, leased out to that company for the next 30 or 40 years. And the interview with the Prime Minister, Philip J. Pierre, when a reporter asked him, what are we benefiting, what percentage, what kind of money we making, something to that effect, he said he'll be dead by then. He'll be dead by then. So, I mean, it's not his business anymore. You know? But this is a serious thing, because we need the St. Lucia people, the St. Lucia public should know by now what we gain to benefit from that arrangement, because a 30-year arrangement is a fairly long time. It might be a short time for Philip J. Pierre, because depending on how he feels, but it's a long time to have a port, especially our main ports, leased out to a company for 30 years, and they're subject to a 10-year extension. So you can safely say they'll probably look at 40 years. And by that time, the port might need a lot of renovations again. But you know, what's lacking in St. Lucian is a process to command information.
Yeah.
And to get information, the public by now needs to know the details.
Yeah.
There should be some press conference somewhere where the media, whatever we have left as media in St. Lucia, can really ask the questions for the benefit of the people.
Yes.
But it seems as though when you ask questions, you'll hear kill it. And that is the sad thing about it. I mean, as though the people of St. Lucia do not deserve to get the right answers and to ask questions. And it is so sad. You remember from the time this government took over, they were studying the science. And when the reporter asked the Prime Minister over and over again, all he could say is that they're studying the science. And when they asked him about the commissioner of police, all he said, we have a commissioner.
Yes.
And now when they ask him about the increase in the prices of the supermarket to the Minister of Commerce, she says, kill it. And she repeats it. So it shows a deliberate attempt not to be able to either answer questions properly so that people can understand what they're doing. Yeah. And every solution has a right to know what the government is doing on their behalf.
Yes, yes.
And it's a sad case. And you know, some people say, the government knows what it's doing, but we cannot just leave it. It's a right for everybody to ask questions and get the right answers. And it would avoid speculation.
Yeah.
That is what's happening. People are speculating. And you cannot blame them. You cannot blame them if the government doesn't see. When last have you heard Who's the PRO of this government? Who is the person that you can safely get answers? You can put a question and they come out with answers.
You can't get anything.
I thought there was one time a lady called Mondi Lewis. Where is she?
We don't hear from her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not in the forefront.
What's happening? You know, there must be somebody to answer questions. Every time is a Hillel talking, etc. You know, we want to know exactly what is signed. Publish it so people can read it for themselves, those who can read and those who have a little bit of intelligence to understand, so they can ask the appropriate questions. Yeah. It's very hard to really be interested in your country.
Yeah.
And then you cannot get the information to know where we're going. Yeah. You know, and the Prime Minister is going to tell you that he will not be there in 30 years. Yeah. So he can sign anything he wants.
Anything he wants.
And leave it to somebody else.
Yep.
This is serious business, you know. Yeah. And sometimes you have to say to people like Bermuda, who comes on the radio all the time, saying that you're right in your comments, because there should be, the Prime Minister is prepared to go and join a demonstration because a road isn't fixed. Right? Yes. But he would be upset if the people have a demonstration because they're not getting answers about the very same roads.
Yep,
or about the ports.
Because he got bent out of shape when the UWP had a march some time ago. He said, old people in the street. You know, but now he wants to march on the road.
He wants to march against the what do you call it? Mr. Food and Eat. What's his name? Mr. You know his name. The gentleman he does nothing for the past 5 years but eat all the UWP foods. You know that. You know, I didn't call his name because he did nothing for. And you know, when a minister like King is going to tell you that he sat in an office as Minister of Infrastructure for 5 years and boast about it, you know. He was on the Labour Party platform with his blue shirt, boasting about how he did everything against the Labour Party. And then he strategically wait until the time was right.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm sitting here wondering, how can a man get on a public platform, and boast about he deliberately used his technique?
Yeah.
Get the votes of the people, keep there for 5 years, did nothing. Find out how he wasn't allowed to do this. He was senior minister. In that, and did nothing, and then come out afterwards and find every fault of the party. Even if you can get the tapes in the House when he was defending the airport project against the same Labour Party he's in now, saying that's the best decision that the government can take.
Yep.
And now he's on with the Labour Party and going in the middle of all the red T-shirts, the blue T-shirts, boasting about not only cut the Labour Party behind 2 or 3 times, but how he tricked the UWP into believing he was on their side so that he can make a deliberate move to go back outside at the end of the election. The people of Castries North, I want to say this. Whatever Mr. King did for you in Castries North, he did it because the UWP party allowed him to do it.
That's right.
Don't fool yourself by Mr. King believing he was the one that did that for Castries North, and he did everything for Castries North. He couldn't do one damn thing.
That's right.
If the UWP didn't let him do it.
That's right.
When it's time for you to vote, remember that.
Yep.
This is very, very serious, you know, and he cannot manipulate the people of Castries North like that. I'm a Laclery boy, you know. I come from Laclery. My father's house was the fourth house in Laclery, you know. Yeah. And I am very serious about Mr. King maligning and fooling the people of Catherine North, making him believe that he was the one that did everything. He did all the sidewalk, he did all the everything for Catherine North when it was done by the UWP. He was just the custodian for the UWP.
Yep.
He doesn't own that seat. So, and we must be able to say these things publicly that everybody will understand. So when he used the UWP vote, get all the sandwiches, all the food he ate for 5 years, and then turn around now and go and join the UWP, the St. Lucia Labour Party, just to get the same plate of food again and keep himself going.
You like the food,
you know, to the extent that the present Prime Minister have to decide that he's going to join a demonstration against him to get it done. You see how quickly he come out. You see how quick. You see how quickly he come out and get on TV and say he doesn't know. He'll have to look at the contract, and he didn't know. He didn't have. He'll have to look at the contract only because he realized that if Philip J. Pierre turned on him, like he turned on Alan Chastney, he'd be out on the street.
That's it.
So he's just trying to make sure that he gets something done now, because this is his last straw. I don't want to keep you waiting too long for your bed. Have a good night, sir.
Good night to you.
Take
Thank
care.
you so much for calling, my brother.
And we must keep these things burning, Garfield. You're doing a fantastic job, you know. You know, it's amazing. And this question about Sky FM, again, we will get the story later on, because that's unfair. Yeah. It's unfair that he should allow himself. You see, there's a lot that hasn't come out yet. More will come out in due course.
And we look forward.
Have a good night, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. There is a breaking report out of Dennery. A breaking report out of Dennery. And I'm trying to confirm it. So in the morning, God's willing, I'm going to break it. But there is breaking reports here. Just bear with me. Let me see what is happening.
Are you mean move boy? Call I just speech from now.
Okay, there was a stabbing incident, I believe.
You is actually see I went to Tet League.
In Lakai. Breaking news, there is, just let me see if I can pull that breaking news up on the screen quickly. The system is messing around, but if you want to stay for a minute, I'm going to get that breaking news over to you right now. Yes, there is that breaking development there in Dennery, Lakai, I believe it is. A woman, I believe, was stabbed, but is still alive. While we're on the air, I just received that breaking news from a source there in Dennery. Let me see if I can get it over quickly to the screen so that you can see in real time. If you give me a minute, I'm going to get it up to you right now on the screen. Yes, it's over here. Let me get it over to our main screen here. We had an issue in getting it over earlier. I looked a little distracted, but that is what I was doing. Folks, just bear with me. I believe it's going to be coming into our main feed now. Yes, it is right here now on the main feed. Let me get it over on the screen here so that you can get it. Breaking news. A woman in Dennery South, I believe, got stabbed. I'm waiting for further confirmation from the source who sent it. Information was still sketchy coming in, but I'm going to put the incident up on the screen. Remember, it's going to be raw. It's going to be raw as it is, and so we do apologize to the family or anybody else, but it is raw, and we're going to put through this feed right now. Let's get the feed over to our viewers. again, breaking news. There has been a stabbing incident in the Dennery South. A young lady who I believe is from the Lakai area of Dennery. Let's go over to the feed.
How you mean move, boy? Ah, man, duh. Ah, ouais. Quand on a des speechy femmes là, on a jet, man.
So we do apologize for the language. It's going to be raw.
See,
She very good. You know you product Jesus.
That's some, you see.
So yes, we have a stabbing incident in Dennery happening right now.
How you mean move, boy?
Is it somebody saying Dennery now?
Ah, ouais.
Somebody saying Dennery now. We just received this hot on our on the press here. Let's see if we get some confirmation. Okay, we are still alright, so we're gonna keep it at that for now.
How you mean move, boy?
The person is still alive. Breaking news, friends. Let's pray for a speedy recovery of this individual. We pray for a speedy recovery. All right, so there you have it, folks. Just came in fresh from the scene. A young woman was stabbed in the Dennery community there. And based on our source, they're saying that the individual is from Lakai in Dennery. And so stay tuned for more breaking news, more information sometime in the morning. God bless you, folks, and let's continue to pray for the family. Thank you for being here so late with me tonight. Thank you so much. Blessings to all. I will go to try and get some more information on that, okay? Those of you on the WhatsApp page, we will try to put it over there tonight on our Caribbean American News WhatsApp site on our Caribbean American News network number. So we're going to go over there. From Facebook, I'm going to go over there later tonight and transfer this information.